Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi, and welcome our guest from Butler High School, star track runner, cross country, track and field, high school All-American. Welcome, CJ Singleton. CJ, congratulations on your enormous achievements.
Thank you.
Let's just run down. You hold the school record in the 3200, 1600, WPL gold medals in both, and you medaled in the States in both of them last year, and just finished second at the Penn relays. Okay, talk about that. That was second in the 1600, and you just came close to going under 4 minutes in the mile, right?
Yeah. Yep.
4.7, and you lost by what? A few seconds.
Yeah.
It had to be a tough race the whole way around.
Yeah, so the goal was to kind of go out, see if I could break 4 minutes with Gary Martin. Kind of fell off around 800 meters, but was kind of hoping he would get it.
And you're going to see this kid again from Archbishop Wood in the States. So let me ask you, as you move along here, coming up WPL individuals in the States, are you going to compete in both the 32 and the 16, or are you going to try and specialize in just one?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to load up on events because the main goal is to win a team state championship. So, I probably won't win anything individually, but as long as I'm getting points for the team, that's all that matters.
And your 3200 relay team has one of the best times in the country. You guys are ranked in the top 10, like number 6 or number 7. And your 3200 meter time is number 1 in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
How's that rank in the country? Your time in the state here.
It's top 25-ish. I think I can run a little bit faster. It was kind of hot that day, so hopefully I'll get that down.
And not to mention, you've been on the basketball team for 3 years. So how'd you budget all this time between indoor track, basketball, and going to outdoor track?
Yeah, basketball was kind of the time to relax. It wasn't as big of a priority. Kind of, again, it was time to relax and just kind of let the legs reset for outdoor track.
So when did you get your start in track? How young were you when you started to run, and what attracted you to the distance events?
So I started cross country in 4th grade. It was just kind of another sport to do. I wanted to try them all. And then in 7th, 8th grade, that's kind of when I kind of figured out that I was pretty good at it. So did some track meets in 7th grade, and then started in 8th and 9th grade to actually take it seriously.
Now I notice sometimes, you may compete in the 1600, and you may not compete in the 3200 or vice versa. Is that just to save your legs for later on?
Yeah, so my legs and everyone else's legs, they only have so many races, so we're trying to save them for the ones that count. So I'll do as many as I can at Whitfields and States, but before that, just trying to save the legs.
So as the season goes along, how much do you cut back on your training? Because I'm sure you reach a point where you're in pretty good shape. Your endurance is there. So how much do you cut back in order to pace yourself and keep yourself fresh?
Yeah, so in the off season, I'll be at 60, 70 miles a week. But, there comes a time in the season where that's counterproductive. It's just tiring the legs out more than it's helping anything. So right now I'm starting to pull it back down to 40, 50 miles a week and just working on tuning the legs up for that.
40 or 50 miles a week. Now, you have to have a great appetite. You careful about your diet and what you eat and your fluids that you take in?
My dad's really big on that. I don't really watch what I eat, but he's always trying to give me protein and carbs and making sure I'm eating right, and, getting enough calories in each day. So, yeah.
What's the toughest thing about being in these events? I mean, they're grueling as far as when I coached track was just the jumpers, so never paid too much attention to the distance guys, but it has to be grueling, and at times you have to feel like I just need a break today. I can't run today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really big mental battle. You just kind of got to tell yourself that, the training's there. I can get through it. It's just all up in the head.
Now, the boys track team, you guys have been very successful the last few years. It's one of the great runs since around 2000 when they won 56 straight dual meets. So you guys have a great thing going. And so how do you balance that? You mentioned about the team events for the WPL in the state, and yet so much goes towards, I know you're a great competitor, so you want to do well in the individuals too. So there's a lot of energy you're expanding. You're going to have the individuals, and then the states follow, or the WPL championship follows that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you really have to pace yourself.
Yeah. So it's kind of a trade-off between individually and team-wise, but this team's special, so I want to do as much for the team as I can, and if I have to sacrifice a little bit individually, then it's worth it.
So is this something when you talk things over with your coach about what you're going to compete in a particular meet? Say you're going against two of the best in Seneca Valley or North Allegheny. You decide, well, I need to run both the 32 and the 1600 today, and maybe help out in a 3200 meter relay. How do you work that out?
Yeah, so we try to front load our meets, so try to get to 75 points as quickly as possible. So, I'm in as many events early as I can be, and if the legs run out beforehand, our team's really deep, and just got to trust the other guys.
Well, let's go to the Penn Relay, because there were runners and competitors from all over the country. It's something you're going to see when you go to Notre Dame. What did you learn from that experience?
I don't know. I learned that Gary Martin's really good, and it's going to take a perfect day to beat him at the state meet. But I also learned that even on a bad day, I'm still battling with some of the top guys in the country. I would have liked to run better, but to come out with a second place finish and not feel like I ran my best is a big confidence booster.
So it's an understanding the kind of competition you're going to see when you go to Notre Dame. And by the way, how did it come about that you're going to Notre Dame? Did they find you? Did you apply to go there? How did it work out?
It was just kind of a mutual thing. I was on their radar. That was my dream school. So I emailed them in the summer going into my senior year. They gave me a call, took a couple visits, and like I said, that was my dream school. It was an easy decision. You're
going to do both cross country there and track and field?
Yep.
And what will you major in? I know you have to be a good student to go there. I know that.
Yeah, I'll be majoring in accounting.
In accounting, and you're probably on the honors roll at Butler.
Yep.
So where are we in the season here for track? Are you reaching the end of the regular track season? You getting ready for the WPL team and individuals? How close are you?
Yeah, so today's the first playoff meet for the team. So hopefully, we'll be in the WPL championship next week, and then after that's the individual stuff.
Well, CJ, congratulations to you. Your records are going to stand for a long, long time at Butler, and to be in high school and achieve that All-American status is a great accomplishment for you. We wish you the best of luck in the WPLs in the state.
Thank you.
Okay, and go Irish.
Yep.
I'll be right back with Ellen George.
Thank you for being an Armstrong customer. As your internet, TV, and telephone provider, we continually invest in our state-of-the-art fiber optic network across 6 mid-Atlantic states to meet current needs and stay ahead of future demand. Our employees are your family, friends, and neighbors. Their dedication to customer service sets us apart as an industry leader. We believe it's our responsibility to be good community partners through sponsorships and outreach programs like Breaking Bread. Why Armstrong? Unmatched employees, unmatched customer care, unmatched fiber network.
I am back, joined to my right by the Swami George Abraham, to my left the Tiger Albert Campman. Guys, just had CJ Singleton on track star from Butler, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. We've been so lucky in all our years here, some of the great athletes we've had come through our show.
And we've covered the all the sports, which I really like. It's just not, I know that football's the king, but we've had athletes in all areas.
The sports.
Yes.
Well, let's go to spotlighting our top performances of the week. Speaking of all the sports, boys tennis, Brody Gola and Alex Garvey of North Catholic. They won the WPIAL Class 2A Doubles Championship. Congratulations to them. And softball, what a week pitcher Sydney Selker of Freeport had. She had 14 strikeouts in a 9-0 win over McKeesport. She had 12 strikeouts in a 4-2 win over Greensburg-Salem. She had 19 strikeouts in a 1-0 loss to Burrell. 45 Ks in 21 innings for her last week. Not too bad.
And George and I have covered that a lot, that the same girl can pitch over and over and over.
Again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abby DeHitis of Freeport, 2 3-hit games. Mackenzie Parks, AC Valley, 4 hits. Emma Covert of Montauk, 3 RBI. Ava Burke, AC Valley, she had 3 hits, and 2 of them were home runs. And in baseball, Tyler Mack, Seneca Valley, 4 RBI. And how about this? Walker Vogan of Slippery Rock High School. He had 2 home runs in the 6th inning. The first one, a leadoff homer to start the inning. Then he came back and hit a grand slam in that inning.
He beat Sharon yesterday, 15-2 in 3 innings.
Yeah.
15-0.
Yeah, they beat Wilmington 13-7 in this game. Shane Thompson, Slippery Rock High School, had 4 RBI. Jake Johnson of Mars, 3 hits and 3 RBI. Trey Wagner of Mars, 3 hits. Cole Young, North Allegheny, he had a home run and 3 RBIs. Eric Sundgren of North Allegheny, home run, 3 RBIs as his Tigers swept Butler 4-0, 12-0. I was at the game at Pullman Park where Cole Young, he's a Duke recruit, but they're saying he's likely to go in the first round of Major League Baseball draft. He blasted a home run over the right center wall. He had to hit it about 375,
First rounder,
380. That's what they're telling me. I'm not saying. Now, I'd watch him. He's got a tremendous arm. He's an outstanding athlete, but the first round, even if he goes in the second, what's the difference? If he doesn't go right,
he goes in the 5th round. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good, and he already has a full ride coming from Duke. So how about that? The Tigers now the number 1 team in the Whippeal, and some big games coming up this week with Butler and Seneca and North Allegheny and Pine to decide who's going to win that section. In boys track, C.J. Singleton of Butler was just on our show, 2nd place in a 1600 at the Penn Relays. It gives him a little bit of taste of what he's going to see at Notre Dame with all these athletes all over the country there.
Yeah, you're the big fish here, but his time tells you how great he is. I mean, there's great runners everywhere. You know, that's what I said, and they're great throwers. Track and field is booming, and a lot of athletes who did not do that before are joining forces in that sport.
He runs 40 to 50 miles a week.
Oh, you have to. You have to
run like that at that speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Luke Simpson of Seneca Valley, he broke the meet record in the 800 at the Mars Invite. Eric Boer of Karn City won the 1600, the 800, and member of the winning 3200 relay team. And Butler's 4x400 relay team, they set a new school record. The previous record was set in 1969. They set it at the Penn Relays. They went 3:18:43 in the 4x4. That's Guinness Brown, who's headed to Duke, Ryder Criley, Braden Young, and Lucas Slear. Pretty good time, huh, Albert?
Yeah. Oh, it's a great time. And what's interesting is the time lasted from 1969.
That's what I
53-year record.
Yes.
53-year record. And in girls track, Ali Morrow of Butler, she was a 4-event winner. She won the 100, the 200, and was on the 400 relay team, and she won the long jump.
What are they going to do with the kid? What event is he going to run?
Well, I asked him if for the team events, he's going to be probably in 2 or 3 of them, so they can win the team WPL and state, and then he's probably going to specialize in the 1600 and 3200. I don't know that he'll be on. Their 3200 relay team is ranked 6th in the nation, so I don't know what he's going to. That'll be a decision that they'll have to make along the way to see how he is.
Very difficult decision.
I
can't run them all, right?
No, I don't think he could do all 3, right?
No,
that's
not a chance.
I think he's going to focus on the 3200. That's his specialty. And maybe the 1600. I don't think he'll be on a 3200 relay
because there's great runners going against him. So he'll be tired.
But he's been doing that all year. They'll pick. Say against NA, he may run 2 events or 3, and then someone else he may only run 1.
Yeah.
And in girls lacrosse, Peyton Riddle of Seneca Valley, 8 goals. Sarah Cyphers of Seneca Valley, 4 goals. Boys lacrosse, Aiden Davis of Butler, 5 goals. Landon Dubiak of Butler, 3 goals. And basketball honors, junior Dacia Lewandowski of North Catholic, first team All-State. She averaged 15.9 points per game. And junior Alyssa Rocco of North Catholic, she was second team All-State, 17.9 points a game. You heard what I said. They're both juniors.
Yes.
And recruiting news, Butler's Devin Carney, he decommits from Elon. He will now go to Duquesne to play basketball. And Butler swimmer Ben Borvindeg, he'll go to Case Western. Pine Richland senior pitcher Gabriella Ogden, she's going to Boston College. The 6'1" senior, she's 5-1 on the season with a 1.50 ERA. 6'1".
I saw them play Boston College. That's a tough go for a team from Massachusetts to play in the ACC for weather alone.
Right.
And that would be good. They need somebody like her that can, because like you said, she can pitch often.
I like to see her. At 6'1", she must be bringing some heat. She's on that. That has to be an intimidating
factor.
Right
downhill, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there's no mount.
I'm talking about her size. I'm talking about her size.
All right, let's go to our stories of the week. The NFL draft. The Steelers with the 20th pick. They take Kenny Pickett, who was still there. Here's what I'm going to say. You guys tell me what you think. Am I okay with the pick? Yeah. Am I excited or over the moon with it, like some people? I'm not. So your take on it.
I'm not okay with it at all. I don't think they need. I mean, I don't think. Here's my thought is that I think he's a good player. But
he's good.
But they have. That's why they signed Trubisky. I mean, they could have got somebody else.
That's a good point. And now Mitch Trubisky, he has no chance in the popularity
contest. If he throws one interception, wait
when he goes to Latrobe.
Oh, no,
and Pickett comes out. It's like Pickett already won a Super
like
Bowl.
Elvis,
they're already selling Pickett shirts off the charts. Trubisky may be saying to himself, why did I not go to the Giants when Driscoll, my offensive coordinator from Buffalo, wanted me to come here?
Or Carolina, he had a chance to start.
Did he have
I think he thought he would start. Al, did he expect this?
Who's that?
Trubisky.
No, he thinks, he's still he's going to start now.
So they have
he's starting this year.
They have 3 quarterbacks, 24,
it's up to him
25,
now,
and 26.
But just keep Pickett on the bench. That's just the way it has to be.
I think the worst thing for Pickett is to be the starter from the get-go.
Yeah, he wanted to start.
Well, according to one Pittsburgh radio voice, I know that Pitt Brown-noser, he predicts Pickett to win 2 Super Bowls. What a disservice he's doing to this kid.
Yeah,
for him to say that.
And they won't admit fact. Another quarterback didn't go for 54 picks.
Yeah.
How do you say they didn't reach?
And I like Logan Hall.
We love Pickett.
I Pickett's great. I like Logan Hall, the all-purpose defensive lineman who went to Tampa Bay after the Steelers passed them up. And then there were some offensive tackles out there.
Yeah, I just thought you'd go another position. I'd rather trade down if you're not. I wouldn't take a quarterback.
Well, they didn't. It's still no depth at running back, no depth in the secondary. And I think they needed an offensive tackle. Didn't
they take another quarterback late?
They took him to have their 4th quarterback. He was the last pick, Chris Oladokin out of South Dakota State. So in their second pick, they take George Pickens, wide receiver out of Georgia. He's a gifted 6'3" receiver, but ACL surgery.
Mm-hmm. He's back.
The other thing too, that FCS they had 20 drafted.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
And then they take defensive end DeMarvin Leal out of Texas A&M. He helps, but he's not the run stuffer that I think they needed in the middle. I like Robert Griffin. I think he does a great job, but he's listening to Tony Romo too much when he said, now the Steelers got Pickett to go along with the dominating defense. Listen, Robert, they give up 5 points a game. 3 200-yard rushing games. They were last against the rush. So I don't know what you're watching that you could call them a dominating defense.
Yeah, they're not dominating.
At one time.
The Steel Curtain.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
It's only 50 years ago.
They take Calvin Austin, a diminutive receiver out of Memphis. He's only 5'8", 162.
I saw him play. He's seriously good.
He's good.
No.
You're just worried about his durability.
Put him in a slot.
You can't run him over the middle.
You'll really like him.
He's fast.
Connor Hayward, tight end. He's going to be a slash fullback, special teams player.
It has to be special teams. It has to be because the fullback game's out. George and I were talking about that.
Once again, when did they start drafting for special teams?
I think this got to be a favor to his brother, right? Don't you think?
No, I don't think that.
I
never think. You got to try to win.
Well, I think you got to try to win, but
I don't think he ever had a favor. He's not a good player.
He's a good player.
No, he's a great player.
But he's not going to be
the best player of Michigan State's team.
But I don't know he's going to be a steady tight end at 5'11", 233. I think more of a fullback.
Yeah, and they'll play. I'm just saying that in today's world, special teams are important.
Yeah,
and
he's a great special teams player.
It's like you to say, okay, he's playing special teams.
But he's not a great every down player.
I think he'll be a great special teams player.
Special teams, but not an every down player. Okay. Now, the only thing I would say, Tennessee took Malik Willis at quarterback. Makes sense because Tannehill is 34. So,
I don't even like hearing his name.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, bringing in a younger quarterback there makes sense for them. So
I'll say this, Eddie, as you go, though. I'm going to make this argument. You don't know until 5 years from now who got it.
No, that's what they say all the time.
Like Pickett might end up being
the
best players.
He's another rock.
And I'm saying to you, we're just saying they didn't need a quarterback.
Like we said before. If this were a science, MIT would do the draft.
Yes. No, absolutely.
And my grade for the Steelers on this is C+.
That's about right.
Elsewhere in the NFC, Baltimore, I think they killed it. I'm giving them an A+. Kyle Hamilton, Notre Dame, the guy you like, Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah.
And then they took David Ojabu out of Michigan, who's going to recover from an ACL, but I think they're going to be patient. He's probably not going to play till midway through the season, if that. Then they take massive tackle Daniel Falalele out of Minnesota, 6'8", 375, somewhere around, depending on whether he had 1 or 2 chickens for lunch. They got an outstanding tight end, and Charlie Kohler out of Iowa State. What another nice pick they got.
Yeah, they were my number one. They were my number one rated draft.
Then they got the crusher for the middle of the run defense out of UConn, Travis Jones, 6'4", 325.
They seem to draft well.
Yeah, just from the list I made ahead of time, they hit on the same picks I like. So that's we'll find out if I'm wrong or they're wrong.
Yeah,
but they hit the same thing.
And Cleveland, I give them a solid B. They got wide receiver David Bell out of Purdue to go with Amani Cooper. Then they got that hard-nosed, tough, nasty defensive tackle in Winfrey out of Oklahoma. They get a very good running back, Jerome Ford out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, and once again, the names and the look good. We're going to find out in camp who can play and who cannot play.
Well, all you know about Jerome Ford, he was a starter for a while at Alabama, and then went to Cincinnati. And Cincy, the Bengals, their top picks, Daxton Hill, safety out of Michigan, Cam Britt, defensive back, Nebraska, and Zach Carter, defensive end from Florida. But I'm only giving them a C grade.
I like the kid from Michigan a lot. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think
Since you grab a couple lineman free agents.
Oh, a lot of
them.
yes.
3 of them.
Okay.
They signed.
So
3
they
of them.
address their needs.
Yeah.
You got a young
That's all.
quarterback.
And so do
good
the Steelers.
receiver.
That's what the Steelers did. They got Jack, the best linebacker coming. I thought the best free agent linebacker hit coming.
Miles Jack.
Yeah, they got him.
Yeah.
And now
that ups their defense so much.
Devin Bush, they're not going to.
Yeah, they know. They made a mistake.
So you wait and see.
Fine.
Just in case he had
He might have a great year.
lingering from that injury.
Baltimore's doing the same thing with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And Arizona wants to do it with a quarterback, but they're kind of under the gun.
Hey, the big winners, I have the New York Jets in there. They hit a home run. I give them an A+. They got star players down through there. Green Bay, I think, had a great draft too. Kansas City, they get Trent McDuffie, the defensive back. Then they get the guy we like, George Karlaftis, the defensive end. Michigan, and Sky Moore, the kid out of Sadie Side Academy, runs a 4.3.
We liked him a lot.
And then still there, they got Leo Chenal, the 260-pound middle linebacker out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's a good player also.
And Giants have to give them an A in their picks. Thibodeau, and then the defensive end of Oregon, and then the massive offensive tackle, Evan Neal out of Alabama.
When you kept 2 picks in the top 10, if you're not ready, the Giants and Jets had
They better not mess up.
Yes.
And congratulations, Slippery Rock University All-American wide receiver Henry Litwin. He signs a free agent contract with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and Ogletree from YSU went to Indianapolis Colts. So we had some local kids that got drafted.
Nice. And just mentioned National Hockey League, the playoffs start with the Pens. Please see my 30-minute special interview with Pens color analyst Jay Caulfield. It'll be on airing this week on Armstrong, your neighborhood channel. There's no one better as a color analyst than Jay. Hey, college football, the Gathering Storm, the Powder Keg, the transfer portal. Pitt wide receiver Jordan Addison, the Blitnikoff Award winner, headed to Southern Cal on a $3 million deal. Pitt accusing USC of tampering. Let me see. Did Pitt get 2 players in the transfer portal?
That was okay.
Quarterback from USC.
They were already in the portal now.
Yeah, already in the portal. So Narduzzi tried 3 times to call Lincoln Riley. I don't know what he expects Lincoln to say. But here's what I'm saying about now Saban's upset. Dabo Swinney's upset. Let me see. Did Saban bolt Miami during the Dolphins during the middle of the season?
Yeah, he did.
Did he leave LSU for more money at Alabama?
He wasn't going. He said, I am not going.
Yeah. Did Dabo sign at $8 or $9 million?
$9 million a year.
Is Narduzzi getting a $6 million? When I say that, shut up.
Yeah,
you know, I don't begrudge Jordan Addison going $3 million deal going out there. Listen, they got what they wanted. They complained for years about the NCAA. The presidents, the coaches, the athletic directors, they have no one to blame but themselves. They've gone in and poached coaches, given them these big contracts. You have the president, Mark Emmert, was making how much a year? $3 million a year. Give me a break. You wanted more power, now you got it. When this is all said and done, when the dust settles, there'll be like 4 power conferences with their own commissioner.
Yeah.
And the Vanderbilts, the Northwesterns, the Indianas of the world, goodbye.
That's
They're not staying.
The MAC will be dead.
Yeah, they'll be dead. But they to turn on these players, to get upset about them. Well, I'm going to ask Narduzzi, if that were his son and offered that kind of deal, he'd tell him to turn it down, right?
Hey, Al, rookie's point guard left. And,
they
change
the whole
it does. And the other thing, too, you know what I think is different? We got just only a minute.
That's Division II thing.
Real quick, with us three older school guys, those guys aren't mad at Addison.
No, they're
I'd
not
be
mad.
furious.
Yeah.
He's ruining our team.
I'd have punched him in the face.
That's what I'm saying.
But
We'd have been a fist fight.
the genie's out of the box.
Oh, yeah.
The genie's out of the
catcher's
box.
out of the ball.
But when you're talking about
I
it,
understand.
No, my stomach's turning.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I hate it so bad.
Now,
that I
let's
can't
say when you
imagine.
played at Youngstown, I played at Slippery. He was at Shippensburg. Someone had come along and said, "Oh, we're going to give you a new Cadillac. You want to come to Michigan and we're all this." It'd be hard for you to say no.
Hard for anybody to say no.
Yeah.
Now let me say this. More of this is coming because you take Miami billionaire John Ruiz.
Yeah.
He's opening a door for these players.
Yeah.
What do you want to drive? Here's a Cadillac. Oh, you want an apartment over here in Miami Beach? This is what's happening.
Well, the thing is, you got to build a. Every coach right now has to hire another coach to get the business.
You got to
get the businesses involved
You
and
got-
say, okay, we need to get
Absolutely.
this
And
kid.
Addison already had a deal. He had a pickup truck.
Think
from
about
Bowser
getting
Automotive.
business together.
Hey, that's it for us. We solved all the issues. All these players are going to the Hall of Fame. We'll see you next week.
No one plans for a plumbing emergency. If it happens, turn to the experts at Armstrong Comfort Solutions. Matt Mertz Plumbing is now part of the Armstrong Comfort family. Do you have a leaking pipe, a toilet backing up? When you need a plumber, you want an honest, licensed professional. We're available 24/7. Our plumbing experts can handle any need or emergency, including trenchless sewer replacement. Armstrong Comfort Solutions and Matt Mertz Plumbing, two great local companies coming together to better serve Western PA.
Armstrong has a history of being engaged in the areas where we provide service. One of these ways is through Breaking Bread. Food insecurity affects over 12 million children and 5 million seniors nationwide, putting them at risk for chronic health conditions. We're taking a four-prong approach to fighting hunger by collecting donations, volunteering time, donating money, and raising awareness. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Tricia from the Butler Buzz. You can watch my show or other local programming like Up for Adoption or Hunting Nostalgia, only on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.